Welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. Just wanted to bring you up to date. Framing some windows here in the front octagon. I think on Saturday we were framing that wall and then working on this. So yesterday evening and this morning I've been finishing up framing windows here. So I just did this one. I'll bring you along for another one, but I wanted to show you what I'm doing here to get everything into plumb and get it ready for siding eventually. So the key for getting anything that's twisted or bowed is to put those blocks in. As I've been noting, I can put those blocks in on the angle, so they're whatever the base is. I measure this point to that point. That's a 22.5 degree angle. And when I put those down on top of the base plate, I can crank these in with the pipe clamps. And I suggest having a set of pipe clamps. But I can crank those right in tight, nail them, and that pulls those in straight. And I put one in the middle, put one in the top, and make sure everything's level. Now these here, what I'm doing on the corners, some people will just put in a straight 2x4 across here, and so let the 2x4s kind of, I'll show you kind of what I mean here. So the corners look more like that. So on the front you have, one corner coming in here, the other one, so the sheetrock comes to here. Problem is you have this gap in the back. Now you can insulate it, foam it, or whatever, but if you're putting wires or running wires through, it'll get into the rock wool or whatever you're using for insulation and whatnot. So what I did is I actually took my 2x6, took some straight 2x6, and I ran them through on a 22.5 degree angle. Now obviously when you're running them on the 22 degree angle, they're not, a 2x6 is not big enough. So I cut one side and then I tacked on, made another piece. You can see here I nailed it in, and I tacked the other piece. It was about 1.25 inches on the back side down to about 1/2 inch, and it built that 2x6 on out. So what I get is a nice square straight edge all the way down. Now what these pieces are, you can see I put in blocks. I just took a 2x6, set my table saw on 22.5 degrees again, and split it so I had equidistant pieces out of one 2x6. That's going to give me enough to put my outside corner on, plus have something to nail my siding to, because I'm using hardy board and I want to make sure that I have a nailer along that edge. So that's what's going on these corners. I've done 3 of them. Last night I did these 3 corners. I still have that one over there to do because I have to frame the last part of the wall, that last 5.5, 6 foot piece of wall right into there before I do the last 24 foot wall across the front. So as you can see, when you start putting your jacks and everything in, I've braced everything level and plumb. I'm pretty much ready at that point to put the sheathing on when I get these windows framed. And I'll do that to lock everything, and I'll bring you along for that. I don't know whether in this video or the next video. Now, one of the other things that's happened since Saturday was we put in another 2 load of crush. So this section now is pretty much backfilled. I do have to do a little bit back there, but I can do that with just regular soil that I have here on the property. This has to be graded, obviously, because right now everything's running towards the basement. But I'm just going to make kind of like a waterway here for it to run off and away over the hill, because everything is running back this way. But at this point, because the garage is higher, it's kind of tapered off. So we'll have that slope there. I'll put a little bit more gravel there, probably, or fill about 6 or 8 inches, and we'll just make kind of like a little trough running down there. The other thing, one of those loads was a load of crusher run. My friend came over with his tractor, and we started filling that back corner. Now obviously it's going to take quite a bit, but that was the deepest corner at about 4.5 feet deep, so we wanted to get that into so it'd start settling with the rain and whatnot. And so probably take another load there easily, and then a couple more here, and then it's going to take some 3.5 inch or some 3-inch crush down in here against the house. So working away at it. It's taking a lot of fill, but I realized that the soil that was in there, I didn't want to put that in the base of my garage. So we'll build that up, let it set for a few weeks before I try to do any concrete on it. So that's where we are as far as on the construction end of it and the backfilling. And I will now bring you along. We'll frame a window here. Got things just about ready. So I'll be back. Okay, it's coming towards the end of the day. I had to take a few hours off, had to go work, another job. But I've got the 5 windows in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the dining room area. You can see there the octagon. That has been a job. So the next step is this last 24-foot wall. It's got a window and a double set. It's got a door, sorry, and a double set of windows. So I'm going to start laying those out, but it's video time is getting short because of the getting a little dusky. Don't know how much I'll get done, but thought I'd finish up this video by stepping back and showing you what I did. I also had more gravel brought in, so the rest of the gravel. You talk about a good driver. He backed in over that wall, and that tire that came in there was 1/4 of an inch from that upright. I mean, he came in slow, but he parked that and dumped that right there in the middle of the garage. So we're getting ready. Hopefully tomorrow, if it doesn't rain, start filling this in. That should be enough to finish up most of the garage, and got another load there. Plus we got 4 load of 3 number 3s to finish down in that hole and then around behind. So hopefully the gravel's done once we get this in. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I had here. I brought you along for some of this in the video. It's got, I think it's going to have a nice quote-unquote curb appeal when we're done. Come up here, walk on the gravel. You can see it there. All the top plates are on. So yeah, it's coming. When I get full days, I mean, I can do a lot more. It's a little harder when you're just working part days, evenings. But let me go up to my perch. You can see I'm almost ready. Once I get that wall in, I'm almost ready to start. I mean, I've got to put the interior load bearing walls in, but I can start sheathing this. But I've been holding off until we got the backfilling done, so I could working around. I mean, it's pretty hard to work big holes around your basement. So, but anyway, we're getting there, one wall at a time. Appreciate you joining me today for a short video on framing those octagons. I'll bring you back for another video coming up on doing the preps part of that wall, finishing up this wall and doing some of my interior walls. So anyway, until next time, as always, appreciate you joining me. If you would, please like and subscribe. But until then, as always, you have a great day.